Right, hi peeps. Well, this is the second bit of Lark's Tang Aspic. The first video ran out after a couple of minutes, or 3 minutes. Right, so there's a few sections that you have to learn, breaking it down. So that's 3, 5, 6 on the E, the A and the D string. You have to play that twice, that sequence of 3 notes. And the next bit to go with that little section is this bit, 4, 5. So you've got to play the first bit twice. I change fingers, I play it like that. And of course, I've forgot the beginning already. The beginning is that bit. And basically, it's just an up and down, scratchy. It's like an A chord moved up. Idiot's A chord, not the old acoustic Idiot's A chord, but moved up 1 fret. Try and get the scratch as loud as when you press down, as loud as that. So you have to hit the strings quite hard. Right. So anyway, so if you remember that sequence, you've got to move that around the neck into 4 different positions. The first part, which involves a few different bits, is and then basically, if you learn that bit and you move the whole thing up 5 frets, it takes you to the next section, but we'll come to that later. So that part is just that first bit. The bit in between is pretty tricky if you're used to playing blues, because it's that chord arpeggiated, so it's just pick the notes out. So it's and you'll come back to that a couple of times during the first section of it. So if you remember that bit, and then play the same thing 5 notes up. Basically, you've got the whole structure of the beginning section. Hang on, sorry. And the 2 sort of crunchy bits, it's like a D shape, but played on the A string. I say the A string, starting off, hang on. Starting off with that finger on the 6 on the A string. And then, as I say, the whole thing's just moved up 5 frets. Both that bit and that bit. So if you learn that, put them in the right spot, Bob's your uncle. Right, the next section is this. It's a 2-note chord, played with those 2 fingers. Put that finger on fret 2 on the G string, put that finger on fret 3 of the D string. Put your little finger across, stretch it across to the 5th fret on the A string, and you've got to alternate that finger to create that dun 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 dun. Well, if I play it, hang on, let's play it. Hang on. So you're creating that dun 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 dun. So literally with your little finger playing it on those 2 notes there, on the 5th on the A and the D string, whilst keeping that 2-finger chord in position. Then to get the whole sequence, it just slides up 2, then 1, then 2 again. Then 2 and 1 again, sorry. 2 frets, 1 fret. But of course you've got to play the melody with your and the rhythm is created by up and down strokes, and I found it a little bit tricky to play it when I first learned it, because obviously Fripp isn't a conventional rock blues guitar player. I don't know, it's just different. It's not hard to play, it's very easy to play. It's just different, it's just been Fripperized. I don't know what goes through the man's head. Obviously he's a bit of a genius, but it's very simple. It's almost a bit sort of Fripp blues, I think. You know, like a Fripp that would never play that. In fact, I'd need shooting for playing that. Fripp does Quo. That would be a great live album, wouldn't it? And that's basically it. Apart from one bit. John Wetton comes in on the bass there, and that's it. I can't think of anything else. And then back to that bit. It's probably not right, but it sounds alright if you play, if you learn it. I'm not saying it's totally correct because I don't know, especially that bit, because I can't see Fripp using power chords. He may do. Fripp usually uses those fourth shapes, and I don't know, a lot of it sounds like that. It's sort of slightly discordant, sort of. I don't know if they are fourths there, because obviously the B string's out of tune with the G string. He seems to play a lot of them two note chords, especially back in the days when he was using standard tuning, like he was when he wrote Lark's Tongue and Aspic. Because even that's got that same 2-note chord, 2-finger chord. The rest of it's just notes. I suppose that's a 3 chord. Right, if that helps anyone, good luck.